10th Contact, Wednesday, March 26, 1975, 3:20 p.m. Semjase says the time has come to talk about things which are very important in connection with the spiritual evolution of Earth humans. For this reason, I do not wish to respond to any questions at this time, unless they relate directly to this discourse. Please understand. The human bears a spirit that does not die nor sleep during the deepest sleep. It records all thoughts and motions. It informs the human whether his thoughts are correct or false if he has learned to pay attention. The spirit within the human is the bearer of the creative realm, and every human has his own spirit. It is incomprehensible that the human speaks of a heaven and of a kingdom of heaven within himself, rather than to merely say creation, truth, knowledge, wisdom, spirit, consciousness and existence. A human's yearning lies in the joy that remains, for the imperishable life, the permanent peace, the spiritual and consciousness-related wealth that never fades and lasts forever. Heaven and earth will perish, but truth, knowledge, wisdom and spirit will never be change, or perish. The spirit and the consciousness are on the lookout for what is perfect, for harmony, for peace, cognition and realization, for knowledge, wisdom, truth and beauty, for love and for the true being, all of which are of absolute duration. All of these led to what forms the spiritual kingdom of wisdom. All are existing within what is creative. All of these are here in existence, as a genius of all ingenuity, as a melody of all melodies, as ability of all abilities, as the highest creative principle, as wonder of all wonders. The human may create wondrous worlds in a dream, just as creation consciously creates the worlds. To the human, this capability arises from his consciousness, which is obtainable in existence within himself, in the same way that all wonders are available within himself. He himself is the realm of heaven, the realm of what is creative. That's why the terrestrial philosophers of old spoke about the human as a microcosm within a macrocosm, because everything that is included within the universe is included within the human. The inner dimensions of the human are endless. The image of creation, the spirit within him, the existence that is without dimension, it bears all dimensions within itself and, at the same time, transcends all dimensions. The spirit is the wonder of all wonders, and all power emerges from it. A wonder means using the spirit force in perfection. The human, however, places a wonder into something for which he lacks all possibilities of a logical explanation. If a human is happy, his happiness comes from within, because happiness is a self-created state, never is happiness a location. Joy comes forth from the human's inner part, created by spiritual poise. Therefore, everything comes from within. The things that, or humans who, seemingly form the cause of happiness, are only the external occasion to bring the happiness within the human expressing itself if he has spiritually worked towards this. But happiness is something that belongs to the inner being, and it is an inseparable characteristic of the spirit's existence. Endless happiness and endless power are included in this existence. Outwardly, the human may be old, but this is only a passing matter. 50 years ago he wasn't, and in 50 years when his body is dead he will not be, because only the body may become old and infirm. The spirit, however, remains forever young and suffers no symptoms of old age. The old age and also youth and infancy, and also sorrows, grief or problems, is something that passes, like it is the case with all external conditions and experiences of the world. What is lasting is the existence of the spirit, truth, knowledge, wisdom, reality. What matters is to recognize and build them, because they only make the human free. If the human recognizes the existence of his spirit, the old age is not harmful to him any longer. No sorrows, no suffering, no problem, no changes and no ups and downs of life and of the surroundings, of the environment and the world may still throw him into grief. Wisdom is an elemental, tremendous power. Wisdom is light. And wherever a light shines, darkness and ignorance vanish. But ignorance is the actual darkness, and it is overcome by the light of wisdom. Wisdom is a characteristic of the existence of the spirit and the consciousness, and it bears within itself the qualities of happiness, truth, knowledge, balance, beauty, harmony and peace. Wisdom is light. However, wisdom is the characteristic of a human who has recognized the existence of his spirit and cooperates along with the spiritual laws. Wisdom is using the spirit force. Wisdom and spirit are two things that amount to one, in the same way as sunlight and the sun are two things. The sunlight results from the heat of the sun, which she herself first has to generate through her processes. Thus, there is also an all-creating existence in the universe that, on the strength of its force, creates forces that constantly and imperturbably follow and enliven the endless eons as truth, knowledge and wisdom, and according to a given uniform guideline along certain creative laws. This forceful existence, however, is creation. And therefore, there is only one existence that rules throughout the universe, only one creation, only one truth, one knowledge and one wisdom, and that is synchronous and unchanging for all times. The eternal truth is not subject to any variations and changes, and its laws must never be revised and adjusted to new times. The spirit force is vital and dynamic, namely in such an amount as it embodies the wisdom within itself. It is a sign of human weakness when religions and their false teachings are presented as instruments of what is creative, and when wisdom becomes unreal through this. The human searches elsewhere for strength, freedom, joy and light, but not where they really may be found. Wisdom is a distinguishing feature of creation that, as a fragment, inhabits the human as spirit. Therefore, the human shall increase his knowledgeable wisdom, and he will recognize creation. He shall increase his search for truth, and he shall know about the power of wisdom. Cognition of the truth brings liberation from all restrictions. It brings boundless knowledge and wisdom. Wisdom is a powerful means to recognize the laws of creation. A human who is filled with love is also rich in wisdom, and a human who is rich in wisdom is also full of love. However, the human cheats himself because he does not know love. He interprets grasping feelings and sentiments as love, while, to him, real love remains strange and not understood. A human is a human only if he has recognized truth, knowledge and wisdom, even if he never used the word creation, because wisdom is also love in its best form. Thus, the human always finds that enlightenment and recognition are knowledge and also wisdom and love, and where love rules, there rules wisdom, too. Love and wisdom belong together, because creation and its laws are love and wisdom at the same time. Where there is wisdom and knowledge, there is love and cognition, and where there is cognition and love, there is creation. Growth within love and wisdom teach the human to recognize creation. First, however, the human learns the truth, and thereby he will gain freedom and peace, a peace which is imperishable, a power without an end. Wisdom and love both are two stimulating wings of the creative essence and character. With wisdom and love, the human is master over all creation. Wisdom and love increase his dedication for the fulfillment of the given creative natural laws, because spirit and creation are one. The earth human speaks of love that he does not know. He believes to know that his sentiments are love, and, through this, he deceives himself. Love cannot be clothed in words, because it is, just as luck, a state and not a place. Love is imperishable, and nothing is able to change it into something else. The path of the spirit force leads over cognition of truth, knowledge, wisdom and love. The sense and function of the spiritual teachings are to spread truth, knowledge, wisdom and love. If this fails, it is not a help any more but an evil cult which, through false teachings, enslaves the spirit and produces ignorance, as it is the case with the religion's false teachings. If it pursues the function of expanding the spiritual knowledge, then it is a powerful instrument of the creative order. The spiritual teachings deal with the spreading of cognition, truth, knowledge, wisdom and love, with what is eternal, immortal, and imperishable, what overcomes death and spreads light, what embodies within itself the balance of wisdom and love, and they deal with the peace that surpasses all understanding. Each human believes to know what is meant by peace in the manner that he knows it according to human experience. But to understand the wise peace of the endless existence, the spirit, the immortal creation, surpasses his human understanding. The reason for this is that he is a prisoner of religious false teachings and human material things that withhold from him an understanding for inner experience. The experience that forms the true key for true cognition and wisdom. The kingdom of the spirit holds wonders over wonders. The visible universe with which the human deals is but a tiny spot within this wonderful, endless, spiritual intelligence of creation. Countless billion universes like this are held within the endless spiritual intelligence of creation. What is visible to the human's physical eyes is but a tiny iota within endlessness. What he cannot see with his eyes is immeasurable, inconceivable and unthinkable. It is confusing and unimaginable for his unspiritual human intelligence and mental capacity. The entire universe which he sees is but one of many rooms and must be counted as myriads, because there are universes within universes, universes beyond universes, universes under universes, universes above universes and universes out of the universes within this almighty, colossal and all-creative spiritual intelligence of the creation's existence. And the human is connected with this mighty spirit, with these elemental powers of existence, creation, spiritual intelligence, because a fragment of this spirit intelligence creation dwells within, and enlivens, the human as spirit. It's the spirit's power, its joy, its peace, its freedom, its wisdom, its knowledge and its ability are unimaginable for people that are spiritually ignorant, illogical, for critics and know-it-alls, for those dependent to religions, for degenerated ones and other persons that have been led astray. And only a human who knows this truth and produces knowledge and wisdom and love from it is a blessed human. He knows the answer to the last questions of science, of philosophy, and also of the wandering human. But in order to become such a blessed human it is required to search for and find the truth, to gain knowledge, wisdom and love from it, for the human is only able to spiritually grow in truth, knowledge, wisdom and love, whereby he will be freed from all human frailties. The human is enlightened and fully freed only if he and his thoughts incessantly and constantly dwells in the endless creative spiritual reality. The spiritual intelligence is enlightened by lawful spiritual principles, and directed towards the creative being, the perfection and the power of what is creative itself. This in contrast to the human intelligence, because the human consciousness generally only deals with single things of the material world. As a consequence, the human is restricted and handicapped in every direction. He even gets captured, suppressed, plagued and tortured by all possible forms of misfortune, frailties and enslavement. Therefore, a human's individual self-analysis is one of the essential methods to find the truth and to walk on the path of spiritual evolution. Therefore, it is necessary that the human constantly examines his thoughts and may see of what kind they are. He has to pay attention to the fact that, ultimately, he is always led, directed and determined by creative philosophical principles and realities, by creative natural laws. Within the human, there should reign a continually conscious feeling of belonging to what is creative, with his essential spiritual breath, his essential spiritual being. It shall be spiritually clear to him that his essential spiritual being is inseparably one with what is creative, in order that he may in this awareness overcome the material outer world. This creative philosophical truth and cognition should always and first of all rule a human's thinking, feeling and acting. For only he who is one with the spirit can recognize and do good in the long run, because he has the possibilities of creation within himself. Nothing negative within the endless universe may touch and enslave him anymore. In addition to this creative philosophical consciousness comes the practical, dynamic, creative, that is the mystical consciousness that consists of the perception of the one reality in all things. Therefore the human has to be a practical philosopher and mystic, and perceive the reality in its changeable, passing forms. For what is a human? He is only a figure and a name. If one takes away a human's name and figure, what will remain? What remains is the fundamental essence, the existence, the spirit. The human who